Events are a format that Merce developed when he was presented with spaces in which he could not have staged his repertory dances. So he might arrive somewhere that was very small or where you couldn't jump. And instead of ever turning down an opportunity to perform, he would say, well, you two could do the duet from this dance, and you might be able to do the solo from this dance.
So he created an event which is excerpts from his repertory or new material that he would create for the space.
They were sections from various pieces that were strung together in a unique order for that given performance occasion. And it was something that intrigued him, so that even when he was on a stage which could certainly accommodate his repertory, he began to make performances that were specifically events.
Merce chose an hour and a half because he said at that time that was the average length of a movie, and he thought that, well, people can sit through a movie with their attention span intact, and so they should be able to do the same for a dance concert.
I remember Merce once saying he wants the audience to feel like they've had a theatrical experience, where you just are in the thrall of something.
Some of the event material had been around for a long time. It was an opportunity to step into another decade.
We would rehearse all of the event material, and then we would go on tour or go to the theater.
We would have class, we would have a short break after class.
Merce would sit us down, and he had worked out the order of the event.
We would rehearse it and we would perform it that night. By the next morning, we were on to the next one. The whole point of the rehearsals was not to rehearse the material, so to speak. It was really to rehearse the connections, how to put one thing next to the other thing and make sure you ended up on the correct side of the stage.
Whatever musicians were there, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 or 4, we were all encouraged to bring to that evening's performance things that we were interested in working on right then. If it was a 90-minute event, each musician was roughly responsible for some 60 minutes within that, so that roughly 2/3 was music and the rest was silence from each musician. Of course, we didn't know when someone else would be playing or someone else would be silent. Every night, a different event.
It's often challenging to remember what you had to do next.
And there would be these signs on the side of the stage, so in case you forgot the order, which was long, you could look.
No matter how much you tried to keep your head together, there was always an unpredictability to them. Things would happen.
My very first performance with the company was an event, and I finished this solo that I was doing, and I started walking off stage, and Alan Good came out and put his arm around me and walked me over to the quartet I was supposed to do next.
In my time, we did a multitude of events, both on stage and site-specific. Many in museums, many outdoors in parks, many multi-stage events, which were actually my favorite. Specifically because I enjoyed watching Merce work on that challenge. The way he would figure out how one dancer would get from here to there, from this stage to that stage, and how the puzzle would just work itself out.
There was something about events that felt fresh.
They allowed us to inhabit the material in a different way.
You'd be going to a different stage, or it'd be a different order, the music, costumes, your surroundings would be different.
It was more spontaneous, and the energy was different.
And yeah, just a little unpredictable, a little unpredictable.